So the neighbor came through today and fertilized our hay field.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get some rain tomorrow. I think we're supposed to.
They were predicting about
The bottle fed ones?
not
Okay. Got it. Want to stand with the girls? They're collecting things for soup.
Hello and welcome to Bernadoodle's Barnyard. So it's been about 3 weeks since Blue had her babies. So all of the Nigerian dwarf goats are either 3 or 2 weeks old tomorrow. And I already have a potential buyer coming tomorrow. So she's going to pick out possibly 2 blue-eyed babies. She wants 1 female, 1 male. And then she'd like to bottle raise them. So potentially, we'll see how it works out. I might have 2 less babies to feed next week. So she'll plan on picking them up next Thursday. Hi, babies. Everyone's doing wonderful. I'm having to add an extra bottle tonight because the 4 bottles I was doing was not quite filling everyone up. So we're going to go to 5 bottles. So probably drink 4 in a part between the 14 of them. Hello, babies. Oh, it's been so windy the last couple days. Nasty. They're getting pretty big. Last night was the night that Nymphadora had her babies. So she's still in here with her kids. I still haven't quite decided what I'm doing with them. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna let her dam raise them. Ah, go. That's my camera. Get off my camera. Baby, go. So, if I let her dam raise them, I might substitute in a bottle maybe once a day after they're done with colostrum. Try to get them people friendly without spending all the time that I've been spending with these guys because I'm already spending 9 weeks bottle feeding. I prefer not to spend an additional 3 weeks. Just 3 months of bottle feeding is just a little much right now with a newborn. What I've been doing is making sure everyone gets their 4 ounces that they need at this age, and then with how much I have left, I go back and let the bigger ones eat some more. I let one of the runty ones eat more than his serving this morning, and he seemed to be a little sick from it, so I'm not going to let him overeat from now on. It seemed a little off. Separating the babies into the older kids one side and the younger kids on the other seems to be doing wonders for them sucking on each other's ears and all the other problems I was having. So, baby goat. Baby goat shut off my camera. Where was I? Oh yeah, the cross suckling, what they're calling it. The ear sucking was taking all the hair off their ears. So right now I'm not really trying to rehome them as bottle babies, but if someone wants to take them that way, I will, as long as they are willing to, take the responsibility for them. But I do have them posted to try to find them homes before they're ready to go. That way I have an easier time finding them homes instead of after they're weaned trying to rehome everybody. If I can find them homes first, it's nice because then I can be like, okay, they're weaned. Here's your goat. I've actually never had them go as bottle babies before, so that'll be interesting if that goes through tomorrow. All right, last one of the older babies. This is the runty one. He's doing okay. He's a good eater. And he's growing. Hey, goats. They're piranhas. The milk mustache, frothy mouth is really good. It means they have good suction and also enough saliva. The ones that don't suckle right don't have that. Good little eater. A couple of bigger ones I'm just gonna give a little more to. Oh, this boy's getting huge. And that girl, the one that keeps trying to shut the camera off, is getting big. All right, come here. Come on, girl. Oh, yeah. You're big. There you go. I was so tempted to keep this one. I don't need any more goats, though. So right now, I'll stick with the 6 I have. Blue made some beautiful babies, though. All right, next 7. I'm getting nibbled on by the other goats. Ugh. It's a lot of work. This year I bought a bunch of formula because it was on sale. So I have a bunch of different brands and all different goat types. So what I do if I have to mix any sort of animal feed is I change it a quarter at a time. So start by just having a quarter of the new stuff, 3/4 of the old stuff, and slowly build it up till it's all the new type of feed. It tends to work better for most animals to change their diet a little slower, not to do it immediately. Depends on my mood if I feed the ones that drink the worst first or last. If I want to get it over with or if I want to do them last. But there are 2 of them that just eat really slowly. This one's 50-50 whether she drinks good or not. She's got a good rhythm going, but doesn't have the bubbles around her mouth, so bit of a slower drinker. Do not jump out, little goats.
Good.
All right. Lastly, Ginny's little runt. He's doing okay, but he's definitely not the strongest kid. Nymphodora's newborns are almost twice his size already. Stop eating my coat. That's all I'm gonna get. I'm getting pawed by a goat. Come here. Your belly's full. I'm not giving you more. All right. So that's the feeding routine right now. So hopefully in a week from now, it'll be 2 less goats in that routine. And they'll be off to a new home. We'll see who else gives me a call for getting baby goats. Nymphodora's little boys are doing great. They're so cute. So it's the morning 2 days after Nymph had her babies. I still haven't decided what I'm doing with them yet, but she's been in the pen with the bottle babies, locked in their cage since she had her babies. So I'm going to move her to the main goat pen for a little while. I'm leaving her kids in near the house for now. They're not going to be separated from her for long. I'm going to go feed all the bottle babies and let them run around because they're really bored. They need to get out of there. So at least for the time being, Nymphadora is out of there so that the bottle babies can come out and play. They can jump out of the pen now. Hello. So I'm going to feed these guys one by one, let them out so they can run around the yard, get some exercise, get out of this crate. It's going to rain again all weekend, so good chance they're going to be inside a lot. I want them to get some exercise. So Nymphadora is in with the other mama goats right now. I'm going to give her some treatments that I didn't do with the day she was born, so I'm going to get her the selenium and some probiotic and stuff. And then I'll bring her back to her kids. I'm considering giving them a bottle a day as a way to socialize them, but leaving them on mom with the rest of the time. It does mean I miss out on all her milk for 8 weeks though. It's when the babies start calling for food that mom is going to get stressed that she can't get to them. So every 4 hours or so. At this point, I'm bottle feeding every 4 hours, so I'm really stuck at home. I can't leave for anything that takes any long period of time. Very soon with the older babies, I'm going to be able to switch them to 3 times a day, 2 times a day, be done with it. But if I start bottle feeding Nymphadora's babies 4 times a day, then I'm starting over and I have another 2 months of being stuck at home, not able to do anything. So I think I'm going to co-parent with her. I'm going to try to give them a bottle, see if they take it. It's going to be a fight because they're already used to mom's nipples. And maybe I'll feed them 1 bottle a day to socialize them, but she'll feed them the rest of the day. That way, if I have to leave the house, I take her 2 babies, put them in the main pen with her all day, and they're covered. I don't have to worry about them getting hungry. That would be way too much work to do with the 14 I'm feeding now, but with 2 and 1 mother, maybe it's manageable. Maybe I can do it co-parenting with her. They're really happy to be out, but it's impossible to walk with this many goats at your feet. Hi, babies. Ah! Baby goats. Oh, the zoomies. I haven't tried getting them on water and feed yet, so I'm going to fill the bucket and they can drink from that bucket. And then sometime this weekend, I'm going to pick up some anti-coccidia preventative goat feed and let them start nibbling on that. They're not going to eat much, but if they start nibbling, it's good for them to learn. This is the first day I'm leaving them out in the electric fencing. So hopefully they learn it and they don't jump through. Nymphadora's kids, if you can't pick them out, 2 days old, they're bigger and stronger than some of the older kids. She has some beautiful babies. That far black and white one. And him, that tricolor brown one. They're playing with everybody else. I tried giving them a little bit of a bottle, but mom filled them up already. They're not hungry. So I'm going to keep trying to give them a bottle. Try to have them trained to both me and mom, which will be a challenge. The lady's coming tonight to pick out 2 babies. If she picks out 2, then they'll be going with her next week as bottle babies. She wants to feed them herself. So there'll be 2 less in the herd. Just to say that she's not too worried about the babies I just took her away from, since she's the first one in the door to get fed, and it's like, where's my breakfast? Good morning. So quick update on the goat kids. Nymphadora's kids are 3 days old. The oldest ones are 3 weeks yesterday, and the youngest ones of the bottle feeding group are 2 weeks. So a lovely couple came in yesterday afternoon and they picked out 3 babies and they want to bottle feed themselves. So next Thursday, I'll be having 3 less bottle babies. They're gonna go to a new home. I'll show you which ones they picked. So first, she picked Blue's little girl here. Beautiful girl. She was a bit runty when she was born, but she's growing like a weed because she's a little piggy. Love her. Hi. She also picked out Blue's little boy here. Handsome little devil, looks just like Mama. And lastly, he picked out this beautiful buckling of Bella's. So the two bucklings will be weathered. I don't weather till they're at least 8 weeks. It's better if you wait till 12 to 14 weeks because it can affect their growth of their urethra. It's just a lot healthier if they're a little older before you ban them. So they'll be bringing them back to me to do that. So as I've said in my birthing videos, the reason why I bottle feed is they're so friendly. The 3 that the people picked yesterday were the ones that ran up to them and gave them kisses. No one wants a goat that runs away from you. So that's why I bottle feed. It's a little hard in the beginning because you're taking away from Mom, and that's sad. Mom's okay. They're okay. They think I'm Mom. And then when they go, they are loved. And this family has kids, so they're going to have the best pets ever. It's great. They did pick my favorites for colors. I'd have to give that to them. The 2 boys are very handsome, and that girl is just stunning. So, I always wish the pretty boys could be bucks and make babies of their own, but they always end up going as pets and getting neutered. So, is what it is. But they're gonna be very loved. These people were in heaven playing with the goats. And they're going to be very loved pets. Since I've been able to get all the babies outside more, and they're not stuck in their little houses, I've had a lot less issue with them sucking on each other's ears. They were causing abrasions on the ears, nose, and genitals of the other goats because they were bored and looking for a booby. They're looking for a nipple, so they were sucking on whatever parts they felt looked like a nipple, and they were hurting each other. So I found that the last few days they've been outside, they're doing a lot better, and everything's healing up. Everyone's doing good. Hopefully we'll have a lot less rainy days soon. Just enough to keep the pastures green, hopefully. So I'm making up a gallon of formula at a time now. So I have 6 full 17-ounce bottles that they're going through. Come on, babies. I still need to feed the younger ones. Bottle feeding takes forever. It's worth it for the animal you end up with, but it's a lot of work. The good thing about it this year is I am feeding formula, meaning that I am getting the milk out of it. So we're getting our milk 2 months earlier than if I was letting them dam raise. So I can get all our dairy products from the farm instead of having to buy it from the store. I enjoy that. I feel like it's a lot healthier. We do drink our milk raw, and most of the cheese and the butter is all raw.
Okay, so back to me. You ready?
So I'm now mixing up a gallon of formula at a time for the babies. They're drinking a lot of milk. They did really good on the electric fence yesterday. They're learning it. I had one jump through because I was on the other side. Otherwise, they stayed in all day. Ugh. It's a freezing April. I can't feel my fingers doing waters. I'm surprised it's so cold this late in the year. We're still going through firewood. The rabbits officially just ran out of food. We're going through so much food with all the bunnies. Right now we have all 6 mamas have bunnies on them. I need to run out to Tractor and get a bunch of food this morning. I'm gonna get 4 50-pound bags of rabbit food, 4 50-pound bags of goat food. I need to pick up some pellet for the goat kids because they're gonna start nibbling on pellet this week. And then we're also almost out of chicken food, so I'm gonna get 2 bags of that. So this is the second time I'm milking out Nymphadora this morning. She had her kids on her all night, so we'll see how much she has in her. Yesterday she had over a quart, and I fed some of it to the kids all day. That's my plan again today, so we'll see how much is in there. I'm assuming it's not as full as it was yesterday. She has beautiful big teats. It's pretty easy to hand milk. So with me co-parenting with Nymph, hopefully her babies will decide it's good and take the bottle also, not just wait for mom all day. I had the black and white one yesterday, was suckling on the second feeding. And I did make sure they ate some on both feedings. I wasn't letting them starve, but I need to get that second one to actually start suckling. I kind of just squirted it in its mouth. So, okay. So she gave me 2 1/4 cups. I wish Nymphadora gave me a doe this year because she has a really nice udder. I might have considered keeping one of her babies, but she gave me $2, so I definitely don't need any more boys on the property. Hi, so I'm over in the barn that they were born in. This is my 3rd time attempting to bottle feed Nymphadora's kids. I'm hoping they'll take it with a little bit of a suckle, and if they don't, I'll squirt some in their mouth and make sure they get some food. I'll have one more feeding today without mom, and then mom will come back for evening feeding and she'll be with them overnight. So, now open their mouth, put my hand cupped under their chin. This one fights the bottle. Suckle. Come on. It's food. It's actually mama's food. It's the same milk. Yeah. I'm just not letting him take his mouth off the nipple. Holding him on there with my chin. Hi. You're a good baby. You are. It's okay. It's a lot harder to train them when they... Yeah. A lot harder to train them when they've been on mom for a bit. No. No. Come back to him. Come on, let's see if your brother's more cooperative. I'm all covered in colostrum. I know. It's milk. Yummy, right? This is why I don't let mom feed them normally when I want to bottle feed them. Very hard to get them to take it. I went through this with a couple of the kids that I missed their birth, so they were with mom a lot longer than I would have liked. Ginny and Lavender's kids, and my worst drinkers are Ginny and Lavender's kids. One of each of them are good on the bottle now, but 2 of Lavender's and the runt of Ginny's are pretty terrible on the bottle. Come on. Drink some. I know you're hungry. Yeah. He's swallowing plenty of it, just not making the suckling motion yet. So I got about 1.5 ounces in each boy, assuming I spilled like 1/2 ounce at least. Yeah. So we'll see if this works. If not, they just may end up on mom and they won't be as tame as my other bottle babies. My lovely husband spent his Saturday finishing up the goat house for me, so it now has a better wind and rain shield. All the plywood sides and the end is removable, so I can get to the end and open it up all the way if I need to. So this has a handle and lifts off. So the whole inside, except for a couple pieces, is wrapped in wire. So the reason we did this instead of having all plywood sides without the wire is that when I'm not utilizing it for goat kids, I plan on using it to raise up some bunnies. And the bunnies will chew the wood if it's exposed. So today is the day I finally moved the bunnies out of their mama's houses. They really have to get out of there since they're half the mom's size. The reason I haven't moved them out yet is because we were needing to build a roof structure to cover the hutches we built. So we're going to do that today and then move the bunnies into it. So at this point, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get rid of the 2 boar meat goats, meaning I won't have that meat from the farm. But I'd also like to produce more meat on the farm. So since I'm getting rid of the goats, I'm considering upping my production of rabbit meat. I feel like one of my chickens is protesting. Someone keeps laying in the run, and that's the furthest point for me to possibly get at. I have to crawl through that little hole to reach it. Ladies, that's not a nest box. This is part of the reason why I don't free range my chickens. They'll lay eggs anywhere. I prefer to collect mine in the nest box every day and not go on a scavenger hunt. So far, co-parenting with Nymphadora, these are her babies, is a semi-failure. They hate the bottle. But what it is doing is I'm handling them quite a few times a day. So they're not running away from me. They're not scared of me. That's good. So they're not going to be as nice as a bottle baby if I can't get them on that. But at least they're not running away from me. So they'll be semi-friendly, which is good. And they're so cute. Here, Mom. All right, so I am short 2 baby goats because randomly last night, a nice couple contacted me and they came and picked up 2 baby girls. They're gonna bottle raise them themselves. So I have 2 less kids. They took Bellatrix's doe and they took Lavender's doe with the white splotch on her side. Really good kids. They're really good on the bottle, so they should be pretty easy for them to handle, and I'm not expecting any problems with them. They're very healthy kids. And then it's Monday today. This Thursday, the other 3 babies will be picked up and bottle raised also. So I'll have 5 less bottle babies total to raise. Hey, Mama Goat. You can't have these bottles. You're not a baby. You don't need them. Yeah, definitely a bottle baby. Her baby's still like hanging out in here in this corner. Hi, Mom. Excuse me. They're so cute. Hi, Blue. You ready for breakfast? Hungry? Hi, ladies. Hi, Jenny. So beautiful out today. This is the first warm day in a while. We've had a lot of clouds and rain and wind. It's sunny and really nice out today. Last night we moved all the bunnies into cages. My husband helped me build a temporary shelter for some of the grow outs. I'll show you all those. In these 2 cages, I have Delta's litter in one because they're all bigger. I don't want them bullying everyone else. And then I have a couple of the smaller litters in the other. My husband helped me construct this shelter so they don't get rained on, and if I have to, I can close in the ends. If we have a particularly nasty wind day, I'll grab some more tarps. So we built the final 2 cages here. Eventually my goal is to have only this style cage in a really big building, but This will work for now. So I have 1 litter in each of these cages. Last go around, we were having an issue with these do more feeders where they weren't letting the food go to the trough. Might have been causing some of my issues with the bunnies. Maybe they weren't getting enough food at the right time because they couldn't knock it down on their own. So we modified it. He bent some of the metal so the food falls in a lot easier. I'm gonna monitor their poops, make sure nobody gets any slimy poops or diarrhea, make sure no one's getting a weaning enteritis. But this is much older than I normally wean them, and they're probably gonna be fine. So mom's actually due to have a new litter in 2 weeks, but I didn't remove them as quick as I normally do because we didn't have the setup ready for them. So now I have the setup for all the does litters. It should be easy from now on to wean everybody. So I'm hoping this setup will work really good for the summer. They're shaded. They're actually under some trees also. It should be nice and cool over here. So the heat kills a lot of bunnies. It's better to have them as cool as possible. And so they're in the shade and there's plenty of airflow through this. So I expect them to do really well. I'm gonna go feed the mama bunnies. At this point, they're pregnant, but there's no bunnies in there eating with them. I'm dropping them down for the next 2 weeks back to a half cup twice a day. That way they don't get too fat. And also we don't want the babies growing too big because they can get stuck more easily when they give birth. So I'm gonna go feed everybody. So right now the blue mother has a young litter with her and all the babies are getting unlimited feed. So I'm going through a ton of it right now. So we fed everyone last night before bed. I just went through 3/4 bucket of feed. I also went through 1 gallon and 3/4 of water for everybody. I think I need to add a couple more waterers to the grow out cages because they drink a lot. My husband replaced all these feed bags for me yesterday. They're a really good cheap way to keep the rain off the rabbit food when it comes in. All right, I'm just gonna go milk now. So my husband and I are not planning too many projects because while we always have projects going on, I'm bottle feeding a lot of kids right now, plus I have my newborn, so it's just a little too busy. But we will be planning on what we're gonna do for our new design of our garden soon. We need to draw those plans up and start working on it. It never fails on a farm when you have to be somewhere or really do something important. Something goes wrong. I have no power in here. I need to go figure out what's wrong. There's no light and I can't run my milk machine. So if I have to hand milk, I'm gonna be late. Okay, it just looks like one of the outlets is dead for some reason. I did switch it to another and we're up and running again. So let me get milking done and then I need to leave the house.
Ladders. One fish. One fish, two fish, three fish, four fish.
It's a beautiful thing. I just collected chicken eggs and every chicken gave me an egg today. So this is my barred rock. The green one's the Easter egger. This is a well sumner. And then the other 6 are leghorns. It's April 15th. So we have hardy kiwi vines planted on an arbor. This is the 3rd year we've had them, but we've yet to have any fruit because the frost has killed the fruit every year. So they are starting to bud. I haven't pruned them yet because I want them to do well. They really should be pruned yearly though. So I'm probably gonna start pruning them next spring. They do have their leaf buds on them. And if they start to fruit, I will be covering them to make sure that a frost doesn't kill it again. And maybe we'll actually get some kiwis this year. So I have 6 plants. And that middle one is the male plant with 5 females. Boris, come by. Drop it. Thank you. Sit. Aw. Hi, good boy. So I'll keep you updated on the kiwis and the fruit orchard as the months go by and see if we actually end up with some fruit to harvest this year. Last year we got our first peaches. We got a couple apples, but the ants ate most of those. So this year, hopefully it goes better. Boris, stay. So this is the distance between the house and the orchard. Let's see how good my dog's hearing really is when he normally has selective hearing. Boris, come by. Drop it. Drop it. Good boy. What's in your mouth? Shh. No. No. Leave it. He really wants this bone he found. Leave it. Good dog. Now go inside the house. Now. Go in the house. I made a bunch of the Velveeta style cheese sauce. That's about to go in the fridge. I'm putting them in these square pans so that when the cheese congeals in the fridge, it gets harder, it's going to be more sliceable. So it's a lot more like American cheese. I've actually found that since I switched to the milk that I've separated the cream out of, this cheese comes out a lot better. So I've decided this is a perfect kids cheese because you can make mac and cheese and grilled cheese out of it. It also really goes good in scrambled eggs. It's a very melty cheese. The other thing the kids really like is the mozzarella. If you make it in a square pan, then it forms to the shape and then you can cut it into long skinny rectangles. It makes like almost a perfect string cheese. Hi, pretty babies. This is my last day for these three. They're going to their new home tomorrow afternoon. As you can see, everyone's starting to learn how to eat hay. So I have my first batch of dairy products going into the freezer downstairs. So I already used a bunch of mozzarella, Velveeta, milk for drinking, whole milk with the cream for coffee creamer. We also made some ice cream, but this is what I have so far that hasn't been eaten. So I have 2 gallon size bags of shredded mozzarella. I have 5 1/4 quarts of buttermilk. I have 5 packages of 3 sticks of butter. I've also used a bunch of butter. So this is not all the butter I've made. And this is the butter I just made today. So I still need to mold this. This is going in the fridge down here, so I can mold it later. This is the Velveeta I'm going to use this week. And I have 3 packages I vacuum sealed going in the freezer. So not a bad haul so far. So this is week 3 into milking season for 2025. This is my dairy shelf. I'm going to be running out of room pretty quickly, so I need to figure out exactly what I'm doing with the rest of the year's products I don't use right away. And also I have some really old stuff in there I need to either use up or give to the chickens. So this is my buttermilk. I've used up buttermilk making biscuits and pancakes. Other than that, I don't know how to use it, so I'll have to look up some recipes. My rhubarb is looking really good. I have to get it out of this pot this year so it does better. Go plant it somewhere. So co-parenting with Nymphadora wasn't working, so I stopped trying to bottle feed them for now. So I'm just gonna handle them when I'm milking as much as I can and hope I can get them a little more people friendly. There's a very good chance of what I might end up doing with Nymphadora's kids is instead of bottle feeding them their whole life, I might try to take them off of her towards the end when I only need to do it twice a day. Let her get through all the stages where they need to be fed all day long, and maybe I can bond with them at the last few weeks of their bottle feeding experience, and that might work. We'll see if they'll take it or if they try to just wean themselves early because I really don't want the bottle. I've had it both ways. When I pulled kids off another goat because she wasn't doing good, 2 of them would take the bottle and one of them just decided he was going to eat pellet and be done with milk. So we can try bottle feeding towards the end. So I'm getting them started on a medicated coccidia preventative pellet like I did last season. I'm going to try this Tupperware to see if maybe they don't poop and pee in it, lay in it. But if they dump it over, I'll be putting it in the black rubber bowl. So we lost one of the 11 of Piper's bunnies, the blue rabbit. But the other 10 are doing really good. They're opening their eyes and they're starting to escape the nest. I gotta go put them back in. I found a little snack for my chickens. Chick, 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 chick. Ouch! My finger. Aim for the worms, not my pouch. Got pecked twice. That's all I had. Were they good? Better get them some Grub Terra. So I'm partnering with Grub Terra, black soldier fly larva. The chickens love it. So if you'd like to get some for yourself and your chickens, please check out the link below and follow that to their website. Also, if you want a 10% off your purchase, use the code Bernadoodles Barnyard. I'll put those in the description. So that plastic container did not work for food, but hopefully that means they've been nibbling at it. I'll go get them a rubber black bowl. So the garlic's coming in really nicely. It's starting to grow pretty tall. The leaves keep most of the weeds out, but I do have to go through and weed some more. But I see rows of 2 in most places, so most of the garlic did come up this year. Ruby and her baby are doing really good. Hey, Ruby. Annie and her babies are also doing really good. Hello, Blue. Come by. The turtles are out in the pond. Itty bitty one. My husband and I have a dream of making this pond come back to its former glory because it's all ingrown with plants and we really need to do a lot of work on it to get it back to being a pond. So this whole middle section is a giant island that really shouldn't be there. It's grown up just based on muck and roots. So it'd be really lovely to have a farm pond eventually. But that's going to cost a lot of money, a lot of equipment, a lot of effort. So I'm really curious if he's going to jump in. He's never been swimming. I'm not going in after you, Boris. Better not fall in. Boris, you're going to get it very wet. He has a poodle mix. He might like to swim. Or he's going to be a big baby and start drowning. I'm going to have to dive in after him. It's really not that deep. It's mostly filled in with muck. He did decide to go ice skating this winter over there. You can see how shallow it is. It's really silted in. None of that is supposed to be in there, all that plant matter. The goofy floof has not decided to jump into the pond yet. He's really thinking about it though. Oh, yeah. So my husband cut up all this wood the other day. For now, we're gonna leave it here, split it and stack it. We're not gonna put it in the woodshed because for this year we have a lot of projects, including raised beds for the garden. We're gonna use the woodshed as a shop area so we can work in the sun and the rain under there. So hopefully this is about a third of what we're gonna need for the year. So we got a good head start for next winter. It's April 19th, and that is a proper clutch of eggs. 9 chickens, 9 eggs. Hi, Jimmy. Hi, Rubble. His nose hair grew back already. He looks good. Hey, buddies. Are you happy? Aw. What a good boy. Hello, my loves. Good morning. You ready to be milked? Are you hungry? Aw. Nymphadora's 2 boys are growing really well. I've been trying to handle them daily in the milk barn at night. So it's spring and we're getting really close to the season when I get to let my goats out to browse every day. So soon we'll be putting up the Premier One electric netting and letting them go eat the grass. But right now I'm waiting for it to thicken up a bit. I don't want them to eat the grass and kill it too early. So I'm waiting for the grass to be nice and full and thick, and then they'll be able to get out every day, which will make them a lot healthier and happier. It'll also help control the worms because they've been stuck in the winter pen for a long time now, and they're starting to eat the grass that's in there close to their poop. So there's a good chance I'm gonna have to worm everybody soon. So getting them out on pasture is gonna help that a lot. I plan on doing 3 pasture rotations this year again. That worked out really well. So I'm gonna have them on 3 big areas and rotate them as needed. I'm making some homemade strawberry blueberry ice cream. I had to take a little out because I put too much in, but I put chopped strawberries, blueberry jam, and vanilla and sugar in there. Should be pretty yummy. Hi, Lavender. Hungry? I'm coming in to feed you in a second. Chicken snacks. Excuse me. They'll be wild. I can't catch them. This is why I bottle feed my babies. I'm so excited! Don't mind my morning hair, it's early. We have asparagus starting. Look at it! I gotta pick it before it gets too tough. That's pretty big, actually. And then there's one down here. Absolute favorite vegetable that I grow. So unfortunately, I planted like 22 roots and it's totally not enough. I need to make another bed because if I'm trying to feed my husband and I and our 3 kids, I'm not gonna have enough asparagus because it barely is enough for the 2 adults we have now. So I'm very excited. It started. Way too big. Throw away all that. Not a great bounty, but it's begun. So now I have to start checking it every day because if you don't check it every day, then you have one that's 3 foot tall and it's not edible. So Blue's little runty boy, I think I found a home for. The guy seems pretty adamant that he's going to want him. I told him that I wanted to wait to make sure he's not going to get sick since I had a couple sick goats. So he'll be here until sometime in May when I'm sure everyone's good. So far he has shown no symptoms of being sick. He's a healthy little boy. He eats 8 ounces 3 times a day and runs around and he's adorable. Oh, look at this cuteness. She just came out of the nest for the first time. Going through so much animal feed right now with all the goats being milked twice a day and then all the bunnies. I'm just going through a bunch, so I'm just bringing buckets over to the rabbits instead of scoops at this point. All issues I was having with the bunnies seem to be gone since I switched to the cheaper food. The blue seal might just have had a very bad batch that I had issues with at one time because I hadn't had issues with it earlier. Or maybe they changed their recipe and didn't tell anyone, because that would definitely cause a problem. So I'm thinking pretty hard about replacing Tango's line. So that would be Tango, Buttercup, and the buck Farquaad are all from the same genetics. I'm thinking about replacing them with either something new or babies off of the Opal and the blue rabbits because they have much bigger litters and they're much larger rabbits. So overall just better. So I don't want to breed too close, but if I phase them out, it would probably benefit my meat program. So my broken lilac here is Miss Buttercup. I'd find her a new home if I replaced her. This is her mother, Tango. And my pretty boy here, Mr. Farquaad, is not the biggest buck. So, all excited. I don't have a girl. I'm sorry. You achieved your goal. They are all bred. Oh, he's adorable. They're really good breeders and rabbits, so I'd find them new homes. I wouldn't butcher them, but I was thinking I'd phase them out just to get a better production off of what I do have. Breeding doesn't matter so much when you're eating them because who cares if they're bred to a sibling or something if they're going in your freezer. So I breed to get the biggest meat. But if I am rehoming some of them, I prefer not to have that close. So father to daughter, mother to son is okay in the rabbit world. Siblings is fine as long as you are breeding the best. So if you end up with a beautiful, perfect rabbit out of siblings, it's a good thing. It's called line breeding. If you end up with something nasty that just isn't worth the breeding, then breeding siblings is inbreeding. It's not the best thing you can do. So my rabbits are medium quality. They're not the best top quality show rabbits, but they are pretty nice. It takes about 40 generations of inbreeding to really have a problem in rabbits. It's not like other animals where you do it once or twice and you end up with some mutations. You just breeding the best to the best, you are going to end up with great traits. If you breed something that's a little inferior to essentially itself because it's a sibling, you're gonna multiply the bad traits potentially. So you don't want to do that. But it's not gonna cause like 8-legged rabbits or something. It's gonna cause just less meat production on the rabbit, or just uglier rabbits. But they're not gonna be like mutants like they could be with other animals. This temporary structure my husband built me is working out perfectly for these 2 cages of grow outs. Eventually I'd love to have a real building for a bunch of this style of cage to go in, but this works for now. The bunnies are really growing beautiful. I'm pretty happy with them. Unfortunately, I really need to force myself not to breed for color for the ones I want to keep this year, because I really want that little black girl. But she's out of the Buttercup Tango line, so I'm not going to keep her. If anything, I'll keep one out of the Opal, or really want one out of that Blue Rabbit, but they're younger. She had 11, and she's a massive girl, so she'd probably be my best pick to try to continue into my herd. If I was just going on cute colors, though. Aw, that litter had such pretty babies. I love that black one. And that booted one is so cute. So the Rex rabbits are a pelt breed. So eventually I do want to make some beautiful pelts out of them. But honestly, it is such a pain in the butt to actually tan these animals. And I'm also doing them too young, because if I'm butchering them at 12 weeks for meat, which is the best for eating them, the pelts are really thin and they tear too easy. So it's almost impossible to get a really nice pelt with no holes in it when I try to tan them. Also, getting them soft is near impossible. I'm really bad at it, or I don't have the right tools, because when they do it professionally, they're beautiful. So if I actually want some for sewing purposes, I'd want to let them get a lot older than I am and then do it that way. So I might do a couple eventually that way, especially maybe if I lose one of the parents and their coat is really pretty. It would be a good time to save a couple. I hate wasting anything, but at the same point, my freezer was filling up with frozen rabbit pelts, and I'm just not good enough at it. It takes me forever and it hurts my hands. So lately they've just been going to the coyotes, and maybe I can find someone to help me learn to do it better. Or maybe it just always takes that long and people don't show that part, because hours and they tear and they don't come out soft and my hands hurt. So it's not my thing. I wish it was, because I don't want to waste them, but it's just not. So if I'm saving one out of the Opal girls, these are the 2 I put aside. They're really cute. But the gray one will look just like mom, probably. I like the little light brown one too. But I put them in here together so I could see how they grow, and also so they could be together, because there's no reason to separate them when she's not bred. So they can have the company. Bunnies get a little stressed when you wean them if you don't have a sibling in with them also, so it's good for both of them. The other litter I might pick one from, and they've all fled the nest. Oh, that actually looks like a chocolate one. If I'm replacing Farquaad, maybe I'll keep that one because it's out of the Big Mama. So we'll see what they grow up to be. I might hold back a couple of these because they are so cute. I really want to expand my rabbit program, but at the same point, I don't have any more cages, so I'd have to do a lot of work to make cages for new mothers, and I need at least the 8-foot cages for each mother's litters to grow out. So, but I do, as soon as those baby goats are gone, have that huge structure my husband built me that I could definitely use for bunnies. We designed it so that I could do that as a multi-purpose structure. Everything's wired so they can't eat the wood. So maybe I'll breed a couple more this year. The 2 I have put aside, they need to be at least 6 months, and probably more like 8 months until I can actually breed them. So we're a long way off from that. This adorable guy right here, I really want to keep, but he's a little bit disappointing. I picked him because his mother was a giant, but he is pretty tiny. So I'm not sure if I'll keep him long term, but he's a really good breeder and he's friendly, so I do like him a lot. Gonna go feed my chickens some treats. I have a bunch of watermelon and other fruit peels and some eggshells. I feed them the eggs right after I crack them. A lot of people like to bake them or break them up first, but I haven't had an issue with them eating eggs, so I just give them to them this way. It makes their eggshells stronger. Hey, girls. Back up, back up. Give me some space. There you go. I can't wait to give them new bedding this weekend. I'm pretty excited, actually. See how much is built up over there. That's a good boy. Run. Okay, go for it. It's the kiwi arbor.
Oh.
The peach trees are getting flower buds on them. Not sure if you can tell from here, but there's at least a good 6 inches of bedding in the chicken coop that I'd like to clean out this weekend. So I asked my husband to help me with that. I think we're going to move the chicken coop completely out of this area, and then I'm going to put all that in the compost pile. So they'll be getting a new living space. But that's definitely a 2-person job. So it's going to rain all day Saturday, which just leaves me Sunday to do anything outside I want to do. And we also want to put up the goat fencing because the grass is growing. So we want to get that all up and ready to go for when we can move the goats onto pasture, which they really need at this point because their worm load's getting not so great. I want to get them on pasture so they can have a bigger space to browse on. So between moving the goats and the chickens, my Sunday is going to be pretty packed. And hopefully we have enough time to get everything done. Since Saturday's raining, I'll have to pick some inside tasks to do that day. Got a friend on my porch. Hello, big boy. You're so cute. Like if I don't move, she doesn't see me. So I'm out doing night chores and we're out here really late and I found a friend. He's on my porch. I like frogs. I like most animals, but I really like frogs. Hi, he's super chill. Like, just don't hurt me. Huh? He's a very long way from the pond. Oh, hello. We have our porch light on. He's probably going after some bugs. My uncle used to call me Dora the Explorer as a kid because when we go clamming, I spend more time playing with critters than clamming. They're so cute. Pretty cool guy. Wish I could keep him overnight and show the kids, but that would be mean. I won't do that. Have a good night, friend. He's so cute. Okay, I'm gonna let him go and stop torturing him now. Bye.